The other matchup that's going to be a lot of fun, Illinois and Chattanooga. One of the bigger discrepancies on the board between the KenPom and then the betting line. Illinois opens up 7.5, a projected 5-point win, according to KenPom site, which sometimes the betting market really does reflect that a lot, Maul. But from a matchup standpoint overall, too, this seems like it's going to be a fun one because Chattanooga dominant defensively in the SoCon. 99.3 points allowed per 100 possessions, 30.4% allowed from beyond the arc to their opponents in conference play. I think there's a little bit of a, hey, what do you do with a guy like Kofi Coburn? But, Silvio De Souza, former Jayhawk, that's down low that can match up with him, gives up a little bit of size. But I would look at this overall. I think Chattanooga could be pretty live here in this matchup against Illinois.
I don't disagree with you. David Jean-Baptiste had that game-winning shot against Furman, was terrific all year long. But, you mentioned De Souza. De Souza only fifth in minutes played on this team.
Yep.
Hasn't really been effective, and we saw why KU wasn't that worried about whether he came back from an eligibility standpoint.
I just wonder if because you're grasping for size to match up with Coburn, do you get a little bit more in terms of minutes out of him, right?
That's a great point, and I think you will because he's the only guy on that roster that can really at least challenge. And can he stay out of foul trouble with the key for this team? Illinois has been inconsistent. Hawkins, when he gets to the free throw line, inconsistent. We know he can knock down threes. We've seen what Plummer can do shooting the ball, but he has been a little bit inconsistent down the stretch. Got up to a fast start in Big Ten play. For me, it's really going to be about Andre Curbelo. Can he dictate this game and how well he plays? I think it's going to be key whether Illinois covers this game or not.
Yeah, Andre Curbelo has long been, I guess, the goat of the shortcomings of Illinois. At times, he could be a pretty decent player, but at other times, a little wild and out of control. And we saw him at the middle of their loss last time out, Illinois, with a chance against Indiana. Big fast break opportunity. He gets down the floor, but a little too wild and misses a layup. And Curbelo's kind of been hot and cold, and for the most part, he's been kind of cold. You do wonder with the minutes played if maybe you start to see those get cut into because he has been a little bit inconsistent, we'll call it, to be fair.
You're absolutely right, and that's putting it mildly. And, Frazier's another guy who's been on that roster forever. He's going to have to play well if the Illini are going to advance. He can shoot the ball from the perimeter. He needs to do an effective job.
And here's my thing with Illinois. And, a lot of the times when you look at ATS numbers, a lot of people will take them as gospel. For me, when I look at ATS numbers, it's a representation of how the market views you. And if you're covering numbers right, then the market, you're a little undervalued by the market. But if you're not covering those numbers, you're a little overvalued by the market. This is an Illinois team that was 13-18 against the spread this season, only covered 42% of their games. In conference play, they were 9-12 ATS. They're a team that I think the market perceives to be a little bit better, and some of these numbers represent that. Again, when some of the statistical websites project this as a 5-point win, but the line out there is 7.5, it represents that, kind of discrepancy that we've seen now at this point.
Get prepared for all the madness with VSiN's tournament betting guide, daily best bet emails, plus full access to VSiN through April 5th for only $19 at vsin.com/madness.